What's up guys, GT Jesse here with my buddy Alex, Mine M3 on Instagram. He's got his G80 M3 parked out front. We just did a bunch of work on it, but we are with my STI right now, and we have this beautiful carbon fiber hood in the back here. That carbon fiber hood came from Extreme Online Store. They hooked it up. Ringo over there never ceases to amaze me with all of the products that they continue to put out. We are going to be installing that hood today. It's a 2020 STI, and I've actually never installed a carbon fiber hood before. I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. So we got a couple of bolts here, easy. We've got the struts. I don't know if I'm going to run these yet or not. People have mixed reviews about running factory struts with carbon fiber hoods, potentially cracking the carbon. So I'll have to decide that later. But we got that on both sides, and then we just have the latch hardware. So like I said, I've never installed a carbon fiber hood before. Definitely something that you need two people for, but I'm gonna show you guys how we do it, tell you guys how long it takes, and the tools that you need to do it are pretty basic. Should just be a couple of sockets and some wrenches. So let's go on ahead and jump right in. All right, so as far as the disassembly goes, I forgot you have to take off the liner on the inside of your hood. So that's just a bunch of pop clips. My recommendation is to have like a bag of pop clips handy when you do this. I'll actually link some from Amazon in the description because they cost nothing and it's just gonna make your life easier. You don't have to worry about being delicate with them as you're taking them off. But this is where it really helps to have a second set of hands. Hey, Alex. Because we've removed the hood struts, right? This is just a 10mm bolt, right? We've removed the hood struts, so the hood is not staying up on its own anymore. And I am going to come down here and start actually removing the hood from the hinges. And you really have to have like at least two people to do this. 3 would probably be ideal, but we'll be fine with 2. What's up guys? So we are done with the hood install. Took a little longer than I anticipated. We've been out here for about 2 hours. Alex actually had to go home, and I'm just tying up some loose odds and ends, but wanted to bring this full circle and tell you guys why it took us a little bit longer. Just a couple things. I've never, like I said in the beginning, installed a carbon fiber hood before. So there's a couple things that you got to be aware of. Number 1, your stock hood struts are not going to work. Why won't they work? Because the diameter of these threads is way bigger than the holes on the inside of the hood. And those holes are these ones right here. Okay, it's probably not going to show up great on the video, but it just ain't working. Okay, so you can't use the stock struts. If you guys don't have one yet, you should probably get a hood prop. Okay, this is my custom made hood prop. If you guys want the hookup on that, let me know. I got a guy that's completely custom. It lights up. He does amazing work. Anyways, you're gonna need a hood prop because I can't really work on my car now because I don't have hood struts. So you're gonna need something to prop your hood up. Get a hood prop. You can find them all over the place. But if you need a custom one, let me know. Like I said, I'll hook you up. The next thing that you need to be aware of is your hood will not close if this piece is put on backwards. And I put it on backwards. And you might be wondering, how the hell could you put that on backwards? Well, it's kind of easy. If you look at the inside of it, and I hope it shows up on the camera, it might not because there's a lot of backlight. It's probably not gonna, but right here, oh, there it is. There is a Subaru logo. Why would Subaru put that facing inside the engine, right? Inside the engine. My instinct was to put this on the other way, and nothing I did for the life of me would allow that hood to close. Put your latch on the right way. Another thing is your stock hood has bolts that attach to the hinges. Okay, so your stock hood has bolts that come down through here, and those bolts are held on with nuts, right? Nuts and bolts. As you can see, we have screws here. Those screws, so this is actually threaded on the inside. So the screws go in through the hinge and into the hood. On the stock hood, you have bolts. Those screws were, I threw them away. those screws were attached to some wood that I thought was just packing material. See those pieces of wood in there? That's what those screws were attached to. And they were attached to the hood so you could like prop the hood up and like rest it up against the wall. You have to reuse those screws. So those screws are holding on those wood planks that are attached during shipping, but you need them to install the actual hood. So, you know, don't throw away the screws. You don't need the wood planks, but don't throw away the screws. And then the last thing that kind of held us up a little bit was the radiator shroud. Still need to tighten that back down. But basically, on this carbon fiber hood, this piece here is 7.5 to 7 3/4 inches long. From here to here, it's about 7 3/4 inches. If you look at the stock hood down there, that one is only 7 inches wide. So that one fits in between the radiator shroud gap here with like 1/2 inch to spare. This one, because it's about 7 inches wide here, but then it tapers up, it fits in there with about a fat 1/8 of an inch to spare. So because my radiator shroud, it was really tight, right? I had it all snugged up nice and tight, but it has a little bit of wiggle room. But I had to loosen the bolts for my radiator shroud and adjust it out a little bit so we'd have clearance for the hood to shut. Beyond that, it's a rather straightforward install. If I'd known about those things in advance, it would have been a lot faster, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. But as it stands, you know, maybe an hour and a half or so into this all in. There is one more crucial thing that I almost forgot to mention. The hardware that is used to hold your latch in place also has way too big of a thread diameter to work on the carbon fiber hood. I actually had some screws just in my toolbox. I don't know where they came from, except they may have been screws for my license plate. They had that kind of like tapered tip and then the wide flange on the end. And they worked perfectly. So I'm pretty sure it's the same thread diameter that you can use on the hinges. So if you actually test the hardware that comes with the hood that's used to attach the hood to the hinges, try to thread it into the hood latch hardware. If that works, then you'll be in good shape. You can just take those screws to the hardware store. You'll be able to get everything set up, no problem. But super happy with how it turned out. But let me go on ahead and close this up. I'm gonna show you what it looks like real quick as a finished product. Again, hope you guys found that helpful. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.